Hello, welcome to yoga. My name is LeeAnn. This is my karma class. I'm offering this class to you so that you can practice yoga virtually from wherever you are. And as a gentle reminder, please always keep in mind that your yoga practice is about you. It's about your journey, your body. Honor where you're at in your flexibility and your strength as you work through the poses with me today. Take options as needed, even if I don't offer them. I try to teach to all levels. So keep in mind that your yoga practice is unique to you, unique to where you're at in your story. Let's all start in a comfortable seat on our mats, whatever that is for you. Maybe sitting cross-legged doesn't work for your body. If that's the case, feel free to extend your legs out straight in front of you. If you're able to come to a cross-legged position, maybe you want to push into the floor behind you, rounding evenly through both sits bones. Maybe using your hands to support your low back. Draw your belly in to stack the spine. Relax your shoulders down and away from your ears. And then bring your hands to rest comfortably on your knees. Let's start by letting our eyelids drift closed. Draw a nice deep inhale in through your nose. And open your mouth to exhale as if you're fogging up a mirror in front of your mouth. Draw another deep breath in, feeling your rib cage expanding as you inhale, and opening your mouth to exhale fully and deeply. Take one more breath just like that. Nice deep inhale in through the nose, and exhale through the mouth. From here, drop chin down to chest and roll your ear over to your shoulder, pausing there for a moment. And then just take some little half circles with the head, rolling the head from side to side. Noticing any points of tension you're feeling in your neck. Breathing, staying with your nice deep breaths. Just taking these first few moments of class to come into the present moment. Just start to focus on your connection to your body. Take one more pass to each side before bringing the head back to center. And then pause there for a moment. Let's come into some nice big shoulder rolls next. Drawing your shoulders up toward your ears, circling back, feeling your shoulder blades as they slide down your back ribs. Staying with your nice deep breath. Maybe switching to Ujjayi breath now. Breathing in and out through the nose, constricting at the top of the throat so that you hear a gentle hissing noise as you exhale. And from here, shift your circles forward, rolling your shoulders forward and down, just loosening up any tension you're carrying in your shoulders. And then pause in the center. On your next inhale, draw your shoulders up toward your ears. And exhale, letting them slump. Take two more breaths just like that. Letting go of any tension. And then from here, let's begin to circle the body, starting to warm up the entire body now, pressing the chest forward over each knee, letting the head, neck, and shoulders get involved, feeling your sits bones where they connect to the surface beneath you. Maybe letting your eyes come closed if it feels right. Drawing the belly in, rounding the back as you circle back. And then let's pause in the center and let's reverse our circles to the other direction. Nice, big, full circles. Pushing the chest forward, really noticing any points of tension in the body here. Feeling the rib cage as you circle around. Letting the head, neck, and shoulders get involved. Really using this time here to warm up the body. And then returning to the center. Let's sit up nice and tall and just begin to draw some little circles with your nose, gradually spiraling the circles out bigger and bigger. Noticing any little crunchy noises you might be hearing or feeling in your neck, working through them gently. And then pausing in the center. Let's reverse our circles, starting small in the center and gradually spiraling the circles out larger and larger. Taking your time. Staying with your nice deep breaths as you circle. And then pausing in the center. Let's sweep our hands up and overhead, lifting chin and eye gaze to the sky. Take a nice long reach to the sky. Draw the belly in, really lengthen through the spine. On your next exhale, float the hands down and come into a little twist here, placing the hand on the outside of the knee and turning the eye gaze to look over the back shoulder. Take a nice big inhale, sweeping hands to the sky, lifting eye gaze. And exhaling, twisting down to the other side, placing your hand on the knee, turning the eye gaze to look over the back shoulder, pulling gently into that twist. And then sweeping the hands up to the sky one last time. Nice big reach to the sky. And then opening up to cactus hands. Drawing the elbows back, spreading the collarbones wide, opening up the chest, lifting your heart to the sky. And then take one next big inhale, take a nice long reach to the sky. And as you exhale, side bend over. Think up and over with your reach, maybe turning your eye gaze to look up to the sky. And then another nice big reach to the sky, lengthen the spine. Exhale, reach up and over. Feeling the side body lengthening, feeling the space between each rib expanding, turning eye gaze to look up to the sky. And then one last big reach skyward, big breath in. And exhale, floating your hands down to your knees. From here, we're going to send our legs out straight in front of us. Sitting up nice and tall, really grounding evenly through both sits bones. And then let's take a nice big reach to the sky, lengthening the spine, big breath in here. And as we exhale, let's reach down toward our toes. Think of pulling your heart toward your feet. Try not to round down through the shoulders. Keep the heart open, shining toward the feet. Option if you're unable to reach your feet, to reach for a strap. And maybe place the strap around the bottoms of the feet. Keep that chest pulling forward and breathe, sending your exhales down the back of the legs, asking for release in the hamstrings and in the calf muscles. Take your time. Only go deeper if your muscles are releasing in the backs of the legs. Take another breath in. Use your breath to see if you can get a little more length, a little more depth in your pose. Take one more big breath in here. And then go ahead and tuck your chin and bring your forehead down to meet your knees. Hold there for just a moment. And then go ahead and come up, release, placing your strap to the side. Let's send our heels out wide next and reach behind us, pushing the hips forward for a seated wide leg forward fold. Keep your toes pointing to the sky, placing your fingertips on the floor in front of you. Take a nice big breath in. Lengthen the spine, and as you exhale, see if you can creep the fingers forward, pausing there when you feel the tension in the inner thighs. And then take a nice big inhale. As you exhale, see if you can get a little more depth in your pose, maybe bringing the forearms all the way down to the floor. Take another big inhale. Use your breath, asking the inner thighs to release. Just relax into your pose. Flexibility takes time, so give the body time to respond to your stretch before you try to push it any further. If you feel comfortable there and you want to try one last little effort, take a nice deep inhale. And as you exhale, see if you can come down any farther in your stretch, relaxing into it, using your breath to ask the muscles to release. Hold your pose for just one more breath. Seeing if you can get any more depth without pushing it too far. Don't go beyond the body's ability. And then walk the torso back up. Let's bring the legs back together. Give them a little shake. Maybe pat out the thighs if it feels right. And then go ahead and let's swing our legs around underneath us and come up into tabletop position. Placing a hand under each shoulder, placing your knees under your hips. From here, let's draw a nice big inhale and lift the chin and tailbone for some cat-cow. As we exhale, let's round the back up, tucking the pelvis, pushing the floor away, tucking that pelvis under, drawing that belly in. Nice deep inhale to lift tailbone and chin. Feeling a nice stretch in the belly. Exhale, round up, C-shaped spine. Press tops of feet into the mat, tuck that pelvis. Spread those shoulder blades wide across the back ribs. And then moving at your own pace. Just work through a few more rounds of cat-cow. Moving with your own breath. Nice deep full inhale. Nice full exhale. Returning to neutral spine. Just give the head and tail a little wag from side to side, getting some lateral mobility going in the spine. Let the head move freely. Relax the jaw. And then from here, let's go ahead and sink back in the hips and come into some nice big circles from tabletop. Pressing the hips back, bringing the weight forward, pushing weight into each hand as you circle around. Getting range of motion in the wrists, in the hip and shoulder sockets, distributing synovial fluid, lubricating those joints. And then let's pause in the center and reverse our circle, giving equal attention to the other side. Nice big full circles around. Staying with your nice deep breaths as you move. And then coming to center, let's send our knees out a little wider than our hips and sit back on our heels for child's pose, sending your arms out long in front of you, planting your hands flat on the mat, and snuggling the chest down between the knees, bringing your forehead down to meet your mat. And let's just enjoy a few breaths here to connect with our breath, connect our body, mind, and spirit in child's pose. Nice deep inhale, nice full exhale. Pull backwards, feeling a nice shoulder extension in this pose. Take one more big breath in and let it go. And then go ahead and take a walk over to one side, adding a little side bend to your child's pose here. Holding there for a moment, lengthening down the side body. Take another deep breath in. And as you exhale, walk back to center. Hold here for a nice, big, deep inhale. And as you exhale, walk around to the other side, getting a nice stretch throughout the rib cage. And feeling this stretch all the way from shoulder blade all the way down to the hip. And then walking back to center. Let's go ahead and lift our hips. And let's send our right leg out long to the side, placing the foot flat on the floor. Take a step out with the hands and dive your chest down toward the floor, getting a nice stretch here. Bringing the forehead down to the mat. Take a nice big inhale. And as you exhale, thread the left hand to thread under the right arm. Option to release the extended arm to wrap the low back for a bind. And then draw that top shoulder up, looking up toward the sky. Take a nice big breath and let it go. Go ahead and unthread, unbind, and let's send those toes back long behind us, planting the toes into the earth, pressing weight into the heel to get a nice calf stretch. And then go ahead and cross that leg over. Let's take a walk around to the side and turn our eye gaze to look back at our toes. Take a nice deep breath here. Feel the side body lengthening, stretching, feeling all the muscles between the ribs releasing. Walking back to the center, let's place the knee underneath the hip and send the other leg out long to the side. Take a big step out with the hands. Dive your chest toward the floor, bringing the forehead down. Take another big inhale. And release the right hand to thread under the left arm. Option to release the extended arm for the half bind. And then draw that top shoulder up and turn eye gaze to look toward the sky. Enjoy a nice deep breath here. And then release. Pressing the body back up. Let's send those toes out long behind us, pressing them into the floor. Getting a nice stretch in the calf. Take a big breath in, push weight into the heel, really feeling the stretch in the Achilles tendon. And then let's cross that leg over the opposite leg, taking a walk around to the side, turning our eye gaze to look back at our toes. And then walking back to center. Let's come down, sitting back on our heels. Option, if this pose doesn't work for you, option to keep your hips lifted. We're going to bring our fingertips so that they're pointing behind us. Hips can be lifted, or we can be sitting down on our heels, bringing our fingertips so that they're pointing behind, getting a little wrist stretch here. Let's come into some lion's breath pranayama to energize our practice. One of my favorite pranayamas. We're going to close our eyes and draw a deep breath in through our nose. When we exhale, we're going to open our jaw wide like we're yawning. We're going to send our tongue out as far as we can. And we're going to roll our eyes up to look toward our third eye as we exhale with a mighty for Simhasana, lion's breath, our pranayama for today. Let's do 3 lion's breaths all together. 2 more times. Last one. Oh, that always feels so good. All right, let's bring our knees together. Let's go ahead and lift our hips, plant our toes, and sit back on our heels for a nice little stretch throughout the arches. And while we're here, let's just circle our wrists a few times each direction. Arch the palms, spread the fingers wide, squeeze it in, give it a few circles each way, just warming up our hands and wrists for the work ahead. And then let's pull our fingers back one at a time, getting a little stretch throughout the palm, pulling the thumb back, switching to the other side. Give the knuckles a nice generous squeeze here, really warming up the hands. Pulling the thumb back. And then let's send that arm out long and pull back all 4 fingers, 90-degree chest. If you're unable to get to 90 degrees in this stretch here, try to keep any weight-bearing work out of your wrists, taking options. Planking you can do on your forearms, down dog, you can make it into a dolphin, putting your forearms on the mat. Just be aware of any wrist issues you might be having and just honor where your body's at. And then let's go ahead and come back up out of that stretch and just tippy tap out your toes, bringing some blood flow, some nerve flow, gentle little fluttery taps for your toes here. And when you feel satisfied with that, let's come forward and down with the hips, coming into a low plank on the knees here, pressing the floor away, squeezing your triceps so that you rotate the eye of the elbow toward the front of the mat, drawing the belly in nice and tight. Let's push the floor away, and let's just lower slowly halfway, feeling the triceps activating. Take a big breath in here. And as you exhale, lower the chest down the rest of the way. A little bit of tricep work on the way down. Woo. And then from here, just let the chest snuggle into your mat comfortably. And then engaging the glutes, let's lift the chest up off the mat. Try to take the weight out of the hands if you can. Take a big inhale, squeeze your shoulder blades. As you exhale, lower your chest back down toward the mat. On the next one, option to send the hands out behind you. Draw a big inhale. See if you can lift the knees off the mat as well. Coming into locust pose. Engaging the glutes. Push the heart forward. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Stay lifted as you exhale. On your next inhale, see if you can squeeze a little higher. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Working the entire backside of the body here. And then exhale to lower down. And then when you're ready, go ahead and press the body back. Take a moment in child's pose. Bringing your forehead down to meet your mat. Taking a nice deep breath in. And exhaling fully. And then go ahead and slide your chest along the mat. And let's press up into Cobra. Holding here for just a moment. Baby Cobra, keeping the elbows glued in. Glutes are engaged. If you're feeling ready for it, you can go ahead and straighten the arms and lift the knees off the mat for a full upward facing dog. Take a big breath in here. And when you exhale, plant the toes and let's send the hips high for downward facing dog. Sending left and right heels to the mat. Pressing your fingertips into the mat, climb through your knuckles to take pressure out of the wrists. Take a big inhale, lift both heels off the mat. And as you exhale, see if you can drive both heels down. Try to get both heels firmly on the mat. Dive your chest down toward the thighs. Take a big inhale. Exhale fully. Let the head hang heavy. Shake the head yes, shake the head no. Open the jaw. Make sure you're not holding any pressure in the jaw. If you want to paddle out your heels left and right, if that feels good, go ahead and do it. It's your practice. And then go ahead and bring the left toes to the center and send the right toes to the sky, pressing evenly through both hands for three-legged dog. Take a big inhale here. Exhale, drive that knee toward the elbow. Body comes forward to plank position. And then Send those toes up high, squeezing that glute on the right side. As you exhale, drive knee toward the nose. Give it a nice squeeze, working with the core here. Big inhale, toes go high. Exhale, drive the knee across the body. See if you can touch opposite elbow. This is your core work. Send it back high, lifting the toes to the sky. If any of this doesn't work, you can always do some cat-cow or take child's pose, and we'll be back to join you in a moment. On your next exhale, drive the knee toward the nose. Pause there for just a moment, and then place the foot down between the hands, dropping the back knee down, and taking a big inhale into Anjaneyasana, reaching toward the sky, sinking down and forward in the hips, lifting your eye gaze to the sky. Really reach those hands up to the sky, eye gaze looking between the palms. And then from here, bring hands together and down through heart center. Pausing here, feeling gratitude in your heart space for this beautiful day. Take another big inhale. And as you exhale, bring your hands down to the mat, lift your back knee. And let's take a big step in, bringing the feet side by side, sinking down and back in those hips. Let's reach our hands back for chair plane. Reaching through the fingertips, pressing the heart forward, really sinking down and back in those hips. And then pressing weight into your heels here, making sure your knees are not going past your toes. Let's take one more big breath. And as we exhale, let's sweep our fingers along the floor, engaging the glutes. Let's inhale to rise up to extended mountain pose. Reaching thumbs toward the back. Nice big inhale. Lift the chest and eye gaze to the sky. As you exhale, swan dive down into forward fold, wrapping the lower legs with your arms, letting the head hang heavy. Option to release the hands to grab onto opposite elbows. Give a little sway from side to side, maybe swing from front to back. Feeling a nice decompression happening in the neck and in the thoracic spine. If inversions don't work for you, option to stay lifted on the shins. If you feel dizzy, if you have vertigo, blood pressure problems, glaucoma, it's a good idea to not let the head drop below the level of the heart or hips. Just take the inversions out of your practice. If it feels comfortable for you, then by all means, let the upper body hang heavy and feel this wonderful decompression happening in the spine. Swaying from side to side. And then from here, let's press hands to shins and join anybody who chose to stay in halfway lift. Pressing the hands into the shins. Draw the chin in to lengthen through the neck. Draw the belly in to support the spine. Press onto those shins to lengthen the spine here. One more big breath in, and as we exhale, bring hands down to the mat and step back to a high plank. Placing your knees down on the mat if you need the modification. Otherwise, if you're able to keep those knees lifted, let's just take a moment in plank here. For the core, draw the belly in nice and tight, nice neutral neck, big inhale. As you exhale, keep those elbows glued against the ribs and let's lower down. Pausing halfway in Chaturanga Dandasana, or going all the way down to the mat and following through to full upward facing dog, or keeping elbows bent for cobra, looking toward the sky, letting those hips sink down. Take a big breath in. Celebrate that moment, and as you exhale, plant the toes, and let's go back up into our downward facing dog. Let's send left and right heels to the mat, paddling out our dog. Staying with your nice deep breaths. Big inhale, try lifting both heels off the mat. And this time, if you want to bring the knees down, to hover the knees for a moment. Get a little bonus core work in your practice here. Nice strong core will support your back. Hold here, hover, don't forget to breathe. Ujjayi, breathing in and out through the nose. The warming breath traditionally practiced in yoga. If your sinuses don't allow it, go ahead and open the mouth. It's more important that you're moving air. And then let's go ahead and send both heels down to the mat on our next exhale. Woo. Paddling out left and right heels to the mat. Take some nice deep cleansing breaths here. And then let's bring our right foot to center and send left toes to the sky. Squeeze through that glute, dive chest down toward the thigh. Really engage that glute. Claw through those fingertips. Exhale, drive knee to elbow. See if you can touch when you get there. Inhale, toes go high. Exhale, drive knee toward the nose. Whoo! Big inhale. Send those toes up. Come on, one more time. Find your power here. Remember your option, cat-cow. Wait for us in child's pose. See if you can drive that knee toward the opposite elbow. If you're able to get it there for the obliques. One last time, toes go high. Dive that chest toward the thigh. Squeeze that glute. And then exhale, drive knee toward the nose. The body comes forward to plank position here. And then let's set that foot down between the hands. Lowering our back knee gently to the mat, flipping the foot. And let's rise with power. Inhaling, drawing thumbs to the back. Looking up to the sky between the palms. Take a big breath. Exhale, sink forward and down in those hips. Really open up the chest toward the sky. And then one more big breath in here. As you exhale, palms come together and down through heart center. Celebrate this moment. Celebrate gratitude. Celebrate all the gifts bestowed upon you in your lifetime. Take one more big inhale. As you exhale, bring hands down to the mat. Let's plant those back toes, lift the back knee, and set an intention to take one big step to bring the feet side by side. Stepping in, sinking down and back through those hips, and let's press the chest forward and hips back for another round of chair plane. Really squeeze your shoulder blades, eye gaze looking down at the floor in front of you. Take a big breath here. Feel those glutes, and let's exhale, sweeping the hands along the floor, inhaling to rise all the way up, coming into extended mountain pose, opening chest to the sky. Let's take a big breath in and come up on our toes, and let's send it all away as we exhale. Shoo-ha! Let's release some tension, rising up on the toes, and exhale fully. Shoo! One more time, let go of anything not serving you in your life in this moment. Exhale, send the past away. Anything you don't need, send it out behind you. Get rid of it. All right. From here, we're going to take a moment in mountain pose. Placing your feet underneath your hips, shining your palms forward. Take a big breath in. And exhale. Reach downwards through your fingertips. Draw the belly in. Little tuck of the tailbone, and lengthen through the spine and neck, feeling a long line of energy coming all the way up through the crown of your head, reaching fingertips down toward the floor, and let the eyes come closed for just a moment. Notice your breath here. Big breath in, and exhale fully. One more big inhale, and let it go. From here, let's sweep our hands up and overhead. And let's take a nice long step back with our right leg. I'm going to turn to the side here. Coming into crescent lunge, drawing our thumbs to the back, taking a big inhale, reaching toward the sky. On your next exhale, let's reach the hands forward. Palms are facing each other. Take a nice long reach and hold here for just a moment. Feel the core engaging. Try to press that back heel into the mat. Feel that front foot grounded firmly, and inhale to rise back up into your crescent lunge, opening chest to the sky. On your next exhale, let's go ahead and reach around behind us, clasping the fingers together. Dive that back heel in and down. And then let's bring our chest down toward the thigh for humble warrior. Really reach those hands toward the sky. Big breath in here, and exhaling fully. Release the hands. Let's sweep them along the floor. And pressing through that front foot, let's rise back up, coming into warrior one. Keeping that back heel turned in and down. Shoulders are squared to the front. Nice big breath in here in warrior one. Breathe it in. And as we exhale, let's reach forward. Option for balance challenge to lift the back heel for warrior three. Thumbs reaching toward the sky, pressing weight into that heel. Nice deep breath here, lengthen. And option then, tapping down if you need to reach the arms back for airplane. Really press the heart forward, push weight into that heel, squeeze that glute, Take one more breath here. And as you exhale, sweep your hands along the floor and take one last long reach before hinging the body back down, gently setting the foot down, opening back up to warrior one. And then from here, let's sweep our hands down and step back in, returning to our mountain pose. Palms are shining forward, letting the eyes come closed for a moment. Nice big inhale, nice full exhale. One more nice deep breath in, and exhale fully. From here, we're gonna sweep the hands up to the sky. Take a nice long reach. Let's come up on the toes. And exhale, shoo, send it all away. Anything not serving you in your lifetime, get rid of it. Negativity, send it away. Self-doubt, send it all away. Big inhale, embrace yourself and who you are. Shoo, send anything away that you don't need. And let's then sweep our hands up to the sky. Nice long reach and extended mountain pose, lifting chest and eye gaze to the sky. And as we exhale, let's step back with our left leg. Reaching toward the sky, nice big inhale. And as we exhale, let's go ahead and send our arms forward. Taking a nice long reach, really reaching as far as you can. A nice big inhale, reaching toward the sky one more time. And exhale, lacing the fingertips behind you. Dropping that back heel in and down, and then diving the chest over the thigh for your humble warrior pose. Hold here for a nice deep inhale, and nice full exhale. Release the hands, sweeping the fingertips along the floor. Press through that front foot and rise powerfully. Lifting the hands, drawing those thumbs backwards into warrior one here. Opening chest toward the sky. Nice deep inhale, and as we exhale, option to dive into your warrior three pose. Reaching through those fingertips, lifting that back heel, sending your thumbs to the sky, really pushing weight into that back heel. And then final option to go ahead and reach backwards with the fingertips, opening up into airplane arms. Back foot is turned out, pressing weight through the heel, pressing the chest forward, engaging the glute of that lifted leg. And then go ahead and sweep the fingers down along the floor. One last long reach in your warrior three balance challenge. And then slowly floating that back foot down. Take one last lift to the sky in warrior one. Getting an external rotation in that back leg by planting that heel in and down. Try to get that torso rotation. You're gonna really feel this twist. You're gonna feel a little stretch in that hip. Lifting eye gaze to the sky. And then go ahead and sweep those arms back down. And let's take a big step in. Holding there, coming into our mountain pose. Reaching down through the fingertips. Nice big inhale. Nice full exhale. Just take a moment to recenter yourself. One more big inhale. And exhale fully. Coming into just a little bit of a balance challenge here. Let's go ahead and draw our right knee into the chest, pulling that knee up to the chest. Give the foot a few circles each direction. And then let's open the knee out to the side, sending the opposite arm out. Hold there for just a moment, lift thumb to the sky, grow another inch taller if you can. And then let's bring that knee across the body, opening the other arm out to the side. Getting a little spinal twist here. Challenge your balance, set down if you need to at any time. There is no shame in needing to reset at any time. And then let's go ahead and plant that leg down, bringing the foot underneath the hip. Standing up nice and tall. Get into your mountain pose, lengthen, draw the belly in, press through that foot. And then let's go ahead and lift the other knee up, drawing knee into the chest. Take a big inhale here. As you exhale, open the knee out to the side. Other hand goes out in opposition. Nice big inhale. Grow a little taller if you can. And then let's bring that knee across the body and opening up to the other side. Getting a nice little spinal twist here. Really open up through that chest. Sit down if you need to. And then See if you can grow a little bit taller. Really put some power into your pose here. Nice tight core for stability. And then bringing that knee back in. We forgot to flex and point on this side. It happens sometimes. Let's draw that knee into the chest and flex and point and circle the foot a few times each direction. Getting some ankle mobility going here. And then let's go ahead and set that foot down. From here, we're going to take a step out with the feet as wide as feels comfortable for you. Let's send those heels out a little wider than the toes. Bringing your hands to your waist, lengthening through the spine, drawing the belly in for support. We're going to take a big inhale. And as we exhale, we're just going to fold forward from the hips here, coming into a wide leg forward fold. Option if you have a set of blocks, to place your blocks on the floor for support. Holding here, nice posture here, drawing the belly in, lengthening the spine, nice long flat spine. Take a big inhale, and as you exhale, see if you can bend the elbows and bring the crown of your head down toward the floor. Maybe you want to use a block here, connecting your crown chakra to earth, feeling earth's energy coming up through your crown chakra, really connecting with the planet that supports these bodies. When you get there, you may find that you don't need the blocks, and maybe you can go a little wider with your stance. If that's the case, please do feel free to challenge yourself. Maybe you can bring the crown of your head all the way to the floor. Take a big inhale here, then exhale fully. When you feel ready, press the torso back up. Place the left hand in the center and sweep the right hand to the sky, letting the eye gaze follow. Floating that hand back down as you exhale. Take another big inhale and float the opposite arm to the sky, letting the eye gaze follow. Let's go one more time each side, exhaling to float the hand down. Inhale to reach skyward, eye gaze follows. Floating that hand down and sweeping other hand toward the sky one last time. And then bringing that hand down, let's just heel toe our feet in and sink down in the hips. Coming into garland pose or malasana. Couple of options here. You can place a block under your hips. If malasana doesn't work for your hips, for your knees, let's show another option here. If malasana is not going to work for you at all, just bring your hips to the mat and bring soles of feet together for bound angle, Baddha Konasana pose, pressing the hips open with your elbows. If you're able to achieve your malasana pose and get both heels to the mat, let me offer some guidance in this pose. Try to settle down through the hips, pressing the elbows to the insides of the knees and bringing your hands together to prayer position. From here, sit up nice and tall, lengthen through the spine, lengthen all the way through the crown of your head, and enjoy a few breaths in this wonderful hip opener. It's a great stretch for the Achilles tendons, great for the hips. Nice big inhale, nice full exhale. One more deep breath in and let it go. If you want to add a little complexity to this, let's go ahead and bring our left hand to the floor and open up into a malasana twist, turning the eye gaze to look up and follow the fingertips to the sky. And then reaching down, placing that hand back on the floor. Let's sweep the other hand, inhaling as we reach to the sky and exhaling as we float the hand down. From here, let's go ahead and sit the hips down on the mat and join everybody who chose Baddha Konasana. Again, an option here in Baddha Konasana, placing that block under the hips can help you achieve this position a little more comfortably. If deep bends don't work for your knees, just don't do them. Please don't hurt your knees. It's not worth it. Make your yoga practice about your own abilities, right? Listen to the story that your body is telling you. Sitting up nice and tall in Baddha Konasana. Take one last big breath in here and exhale fully, sitting up nice and tall. Try to lift your chest. Get some nice posture going in this pose. And then go ahead and release. We're going to send our left leg out long behind us and bring the right knee out a little wider than the hip for a moment in half pigeon pose. Sinking down in those hips, Pressing your hands into the floor, lifting the chest, chin, and eye gaze toward the sky. Take a big breath in. And as you exhale, melt the chest down, bringing your forehead down to your stacked hands for sleeping pigeon. Take a nice deep breath here. And exhale fully, giving the hip socket time to release, to relax. Maybe push little circles into the hip here. Once the muscles release, change your focus into the connective tissue, feeling all the cartilage, the tendons, the ligaments in the hip, breathing into any tightness you're feeling. Asking those tissues to open up, to release any trapped emotions or trauma that tend to be trapped in the hips. Really breathe into that hip socket, send love and light there. And when you feel ready, press the torso back up. Let's go ahead and swing the other leg around to the front and let the other legs go behind, sending it out long behind you for half pigeon. On the other side, the other half of our half pigeon, pressing into the floor. Let's lift chest, chin, and eye gaze to the sky. Big breath in. And as you exhale, go ahead and melt the chest down onto the stacked hands, pausing there, letting the eyelids come closed. Enjoying a few breaths in your sleeping pigeon, maybe pushing some little circles into the hip. Find those areas of tightness and ask them to release. Nice deep inhale, nice full exhale. Sending your breath deep into the connective tissue of the hip socket, feeling the lining of the hip, the cartilage, the ligaments, the tendons that hold that structure together. Breathe into that structure, sending love and energy there. Releasing trapped emotions and trauma that might be trapped in that hip. And then when you're ready, press yourself back up. Let's just swing that back leg around to the front, planting your feet firmly on the floor, evenly grounding through both sits bones. Let's take a nice big breath in, sitting up nice and tall, reaching those arms forward. And let's just slowly lower down to our mats, one vertebrae at a time when we get there. Take your time, really work through the core. And as you lower down, maybe take your time a little more, feel the core muscles engage. And then slowly setting your shoulders down onto the mat, sending your hands up to the sky. Let's send our legs up, reaching for our feet, sending our legs open for happy baby. Rocking slowly from side to side. Taking a nice deep breath in, letting it go through the nose. Breathing deeply. Preparing our body for our Shavasana. Stay with your nice deep breaths as you rock from side to side. Maybe you want to reach for the arches of the feet. Maybe you want to play around with straightening one leg and then the other. Or maybe you want to try gorilla hands, placing the palms flat on the bottoms of your feet. Let the head rock gently from side to side. Stay with those nice deep breaths. Let the floor massage your upper back and shoulder blades as you rock from side to side. And then from here, bring the heels together. If you're able to hang on to the toes, or maybe if you want to grab onto your strap, you can pull a little flexion into the feet and get a nice stretch down the backs of the legs here. Take a nice deep breath and let it go. And then go ahead and place your strap down for a moment. And let's just take a moment here in waterfall, flexing and pointing the feet, maybe circling the ankles one direction and then the other, getting some lymphatic drainage going, letting the fluids return from the lower extremities. This is a great pose to practice every day. Giving the heart a break from having to pump all those fluids up from the lower extremities. Flex and point a few more times. It's a great resting pose. And then from here, bringing your feet down to the mat, let's reach for our heels and press the hips up for bridge pose, walking the shoulder blades underneath us. Really squeeze those glutes up to the sky. And as you exhale, float the hips back down to the mat. On the next one, take a big inhale, sweep the hands up and overhead for floating bridge, pressing hips to the sky. And exhaling, floating back down. And one last time, big inhale, sweep up overhead. And exhale to float back down. From here, cross the right leg over the left, reach for the outside of that knee. Opposite arm extends out long to the side. Draw the belly in, lengthen the spine on your mat, and then just draw the knees over to the side, turning the head to look the opposite direction. Take a nice deep inhale. As you exhale, see if you can pull a little more deeply into that twist. Be gentle with your spine. Maybe try to keep the opposite shoulder glued to the mat, keeping the twist in your torso. And then let's return the knees to center, crossing the opposite leg over, reaching for the outside with your hand. Other arm goes out long. Draw the belly in, walk the hips and shoulders apart before drawing the knees to the floor, letting the head turn in opposite direction, keeping that shoulder glued to the mat. Nice deep breath here. And exhale fully. And then bringing the knees back to center. From here, let's take a step out a little wider than our mat with our feet and let the knees just fall together. Reach the arms up and overhead, getting a nice internal rotation in the hips to release pressure in the SI joint in the lower back. Take a nice big breath in here. And just feel that release happening in the SI joint in the lower back. And then sending the hands out to the side, palms face down, step the feet in, hip width apart. And let's just windshield wiper the knees from side to side, releasing any tension in the low back. And then from here, bring soles of feet together and let the knees fall open, bringing the fingertips to the back of the head for Supta Baddha Konasana or reclined butterfly pose, letting the knees fall open, letting all of your chakras feel energized and balanced here as we ramp down for our Shavasana. Taking a nice big breath in and a nice full exhale. And when you feel ready, send your heels out to the corners of your mat and bring your hands to rest comfortably by your side. Take a nice deep breath in and exhale fully, releasing all the air from your lungs. And from here, stop trying to control your breath, letting your chest just rise and fall at its own will. Soften the space between your eyebrows and soften through your jaw. Let a wave of relaxation move from the crown of your head all the way through the tips of your fingers and toes. Let your hips and shoulders feel heavy as if you're sinking deeper into the surface beneath you. And come into a place of surrender, spiraling your energy inward and downward, coming into the deep meditative space. And for the next few minutes, let the body absorb all of the benefits of your practice while you enjoy your Shavasana. And when you next hear my voice, I'll be here to guide you back to the here and now. Now take a deep breath in through your nose and let it go through your nose. Start to wiggle your fingers and toes, bringing your awareness back to your extremities, bringing your awareness back to the present space, the time we call here and now. When you feel ready, roll your body over onto one side, bending your knees, cradling your head in your bent arm, and just enjoy a few more breaths here, taking your time to come back slowly, noticing how your body feels, feeling a sense of inner peace, feeling loved unconditionally, feeling secure in who you are, and feeling stretched and strengthened with a little more mental clarity, and feeling an unending gratitude in your heart space for this day, for your life, for all the gifts bestowed upon you. When you feel ready, press yourself back up into a comfortable seated position, whatever that is for you. Taking your time to return slowly. And then just ground evenly through both sits bones. Let's just take a moment to circle our chin to chest a few times, allowing your body to wake back up. Returning the head to neutral, let's reach our hands up and overhead. Take a long sweep to the sky, reaching up, looking up gratefully between the palms, lifting heart to the sky, reaching fingers long to the heavens. And then from here, bringing palms together, and let's bring our thumbs down to meet our third eye, taking just a moment to honor the beautiful, unique, divine light and energy that is you, your beautiful, true self. And from here, let's bring our hands down to heart center, pulling in gratitude, joy, and contentment into your heart space to take with you throughout your day, your week, your life. And we end our practice here today gratefully with Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me. It's been an honor to teach for you today. I hope you have a wonderful day. Be well.